You know that feeling, that Sunday night dread, but it's not about work, it's about having to look at your bank account. Yeah, you are definitely not alone in that. So today we're going to talk about a system that's designed to swap out all that anxiety for a real sense of calm and control. It's called the JAR system, and honestly, it might just change your entire relationship with money, for good.
So let's just start with the big question, right? Why does money feel so darn stressful? If you've ever had that knot in your stomach when you think about finances, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of the most powerful, emotionally charged things in our lives, and it quietly shapes our decisions, our stress, and even how free we feel.
And here's something you really need to hear. Feeling anxious about money doesn't mean you're bad at it, or not smart, or undisciplined. I mean, even the most successful people out there can feel completely overwhelmed. This is not an intelligence problem, not at all. It's a systems problem.
This quote just nails it. It reframes this whole conversation. We're not just talking about budgets and spreadsheets here. We're talking about a fundamental life skill. It's about learning how to manage your own life, your own energy, with way more clarity and control.
And that brings us to the first big mindset shift. If you're someone who's tried those super complex budgeting apps or spreadsheets and just failed, then this next part is especially for you.
Okay, so this is the absolute key takeaway right here. Your money problem, it's not a math problem. Nope, it's a structure problem. See, when all your cash is just sitting in one big messy pile, every single decision you make, what to buy, what to save, it turns into this source of conflict and hesitation. This system, well, it's designed to fix that broken foundation once and for all.
And this is why it's so important. I want you to think about every dollar you have as stored energy. It's literally your past time, your hard-earned skills, your effort, all converted into a number. When you manage it without a system, you're basically treating your own life force kind of casually. This is all about managing that energy with intention.
All right, now we get to the real aha moment of this whole thing. This is the simple secret, the core principle that makes all that financial calm actually possible.
Just look at this comparison for a second. On one side, you've got what most of us do by default, one giant pool of money. Here, saving has to fight with having fun, and every single time you buy something, you feel a little bit of guilt. But on the other side, you have separation. By just dividing your money based on its purpose, you get rid of that emotional tug of war. Every dollar gets a job, and suddenly your decisions are clear and totally guilt-free.
This really says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the psychological win here. When every dollar has a job before you even have a chance to spend it, your brain can actually relax. That constant mental weight of making financial trade-offs, it just poof, disappears.
And you want to hear the best part? This isn't about you trying harder or suddenly becoming more disciplined. Look, willpower comes and goes. It's a resource that runs out, but a good system, it just works quietly in the background, keeping you on track, even on those days when you have zero motivation.
So the big question is, how do we actually do this? How do we put this idea of separation into practice? Let's break down the how-to, the 6-jar system itself.
All right, here it is, the whole system in one snapshot. I want you to think of this like a balanced diet, but for your money. Every single dollar that you bring home, after taxes of course, gets a specific job, a specific home in one of these 6 jars. This way, you're making sure you're feeding every important part of your life, not just paying the bills.
So what do these jars actually do? Well, necessities, that's for your survival and stability. Financial freedom, that's quietly buying your future self more options. Long-term savings is for those big, planned purchases. The play jar, that's your permission slip for guilt-free fun. Education is a direct investment in you. And the give jar lets you contribute to things you care about. See, each jar respects a different and equally important part of being human.
Now, this is a super important point because people get these two mixed up all the time, the 2 future jars. Think of it like this. Your financial freedom account is for the far-off, distant future. We're talking retirement, or maybe having the freedom to quit your job and start a business without stress. But your long-term savings jar, that's for things you can actually see on the horizon. A down payment, that dream vacation, a new car. Keeping these two separate is absolutely key to making the whole system work.
Just a quick but really crucial rule here. This whole system, all these percentages, they start with the money that actually hits your bank account, your take-home pay. This keeps the whole plan grounded in reality and makes it sustainable right from day one. You're not trying to plan with money you don't really have. Okay, let's zoom back out to the big picture for a second. It might sound kind of weird, but this whole thing isn't about restriction. It's about how having intentional structure can actually create more freedom in your life.
I love this because it's so reassuring. You don't have to be perfect. The goal isn't to hit these numbers flawlessly every single month. The real magic happens with consistency over time. So if you mess up one month, it doesn't break the system, but abandoning it does. It's that consistency that builds trust with yourself.
And that really brings us to the ultimate point here. This is so much more than just a budget. It's like an architecture for leading your own life. By consciously choosing where your energy, your money, goes, you're literally shifting from a reactive life to an intentional one.
So as we wrap this up, I'm just going to leave you with this question. Forget trying to do all 6 jars perfectly tomorrow. What is the one simple, tiny change you can make today to start giving your money just a little more clarity and yourself a little less anxiety? Because that's it. That's where the journey to real financial calm begins.